The program is aimed at allowing UNT to compete with top aviation schools including Embry-Riddle, the University of Oklahoma, and the University of South Dakota. Dr. Swartz explained that a four-year degree is necessary for most aviation careers. Anyone interested in the program can expect class listings out at the end of the spring semester. Trey Kelsey, back to you. Trey Kelsey, that's right. This weekend, the University of North Texas announced that Phil Diebel, the former vice president for finance and business affairs, will step in to serve as interim president. The university has been buzzing with the news of Dr. Gretchen Bataille's resignation. As Provost Wendy Wilkins explains, the search for a new president will be a tedious and careful one, and it could be quite some time until university administration is back to normal. An estimated 1 in 4 college students have symptoms of eating disorders. Earlier this semester, I caught up with one UNT student who talked candidly about her battle with eating disorders and how one group on campus is helping her move forward.
North Texas looks very different from 3,500 feet up, but it's a view Laura Resnock is getting used to. She started taking lessons at U.S. Flight Academy in June. By next fall, her training will serve a new degree in aviation logistics.
Well, under the new Bachelor's of Science program for aviation logistics, any 141 ground school curriculum that I complete gets to be transferred as a 3-hour credit to the University of North Texas.
But the program serves more than would-be pilots. It will be housed in the business department, and Dr. Steve Swartz, who is counted as one of the major's creators, explains that aviation is more than piloting.
If they think about jobs in aviation that do not involve flying the airplane, repairing the airplane, a lot of folks are already aware of aircraft maintenance, for example, the management of maintenance programs, the management of safety programs, aviation safety, of course, a very, very critical part, critical role in the aviation infrastructure.
No other Texas university has such a department, and Swartz says bringing this major to UNT bridges the gap between technical 2-year programs and students leaving the state.
So what we look for is to fill that niche, if you will, that level where between a 2-year, perhaps occupationally focused degree and the requirements of industry, we're looking at our program to fill that critical niche.
Regardless of whether students are looking to get their wings or keep both feet on the ground, a lot of work will go into graduation.
I currently have my private pilot's license. It took me about 40 hours to get that, and then now I'm working on my instrument rating, and eventually the last thing I have to do is get my commercial certificate. Okay.
The Feminist Majority Leadership Alliance wants you to love your body, and they mean it. FMLA President Jordan Hughes says it can be tough in today's society.
We're trying to combat, cultural stereotypes of women's bodies and men's bodies about what maybe a Western ideal of what their bodies should be, in terms of body weight, what a body should look like.
One UNT sophomore who asked to remain anonymous says before she found FMLA's encouragement, love was the last thing she did to her body.
I would go for sometimes 3 and 4 days without having anything to eat. And, maybe I'd have a couple of saltine crackers or like half a banana or something.
Hughes says that the goal of Love Your Body Week is not only to spread encouragement, but acceptance.
Such as weight, disability, race, ethnicity, how those come into play with what a body should do and what a body should look like.
This sophomore says learning that all of those characteristics make you unique was a big part in her recovery.
The perfect body is a myth. It doesn't exist because it's relative. It's going to be different for everybody. And there's a lot of strength in realizing that.
And with that realization, the days of saltine crackers are long gone.
I open my refrigerator and look, there's food in my refrigerator. There's food that I bought and I'm going to eat it.
Well, Rick Perry has the advantage of being the incumbent. His most well-known challenger has a big advantage, too, the national political stage. She's Senator Kay Bailey Hutchison.
I announced today that I am a candidate for governor of Texas.
That was August 17th of last year. Since her announcement, Kay Bailey Hutchison has wasted no time separating her politics from incumbent Governor Rick Perry. An ad paid for by Texans for Kay Bailey Hutchison spotlights that.
I am the conservative in this race. I am the one who has a record of tax cutting. I am the one who has led the fight for homemaker IRAs and the Amber Alert.
One of Hutchison's biggest criticisms of Perry has been the Trans-Texas corridor and increase in toll roads.
Although Texas has fared better than most states in the recession, she gives no credit to Governor Perry.
The reason that we are doing better is we're a right-to-work state and we don't have a state income tax. And that Governor Perry had nothing to do with that.
The former senator has picked up endorsements from the Texas Farm Bureau and a potentially polarizing nod from former Vice President Dick Cheney.
Kay Bailey Hutchison is the real deal. She's been her whole career, and you can count on it when she's governor. And that's why I'm proud to announce my support for Kay Bailey Hutchison, the next governor of the state of Texas.
It could be a tough road for Hutchison. She's trailing Perry in the polls, and some conservatives question her voting record. Her yes vote for expanding embryonic stem cell research rattled cages in 2007. Despite originally supporting military involvement in Iraq, she's publicly admitted regretting that stance. However, she has full favor with conservative groups like the Christian Coalition and the NRA.
Sarah Palin has actually gotten involved in this election and taken Rick Perry's side and committed her endorsement to him. Do you think on a national front that has any significance? Good evening, and thanks for joining us for this special edition of NTTV News, The Republican Face-Off. I'm Shannon McConathy.
And I'm Cedric Johnson. Tonight is a historic night for the University of North Texas as 3 Republican candidates for Texas governor go head-to-head at the Murchison Performing Arts Center.
Governor Rick Perry, Senator Kay Bailey Hutchison, and former Wharton County Republican Party Chair Deborah Medina are meeting for the first time in a debate format. This race for the Texas Republican governor's primary has become a high-profile political fight, drawing national attention. I'm joined here with some special guests from the North Texas chapter of the International Tuba Euphonium Association. Guys, I hear there's a pretty big event coming up in Arizona. Who wants to tell me about it?
Well, this summer in Arizona.